waiting for it to open up. Just 1 second, everyone. Okay, I got it. Okay, hi everyone and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, the 29th of January, believe it or not, 2022. And I'm so happy to welcome everyone here today. We have Barbara, Bridget, Daniel, Susan, and myself here, a little small group. We're going to do something a little different today. I'm going to be doing some psychic readings and some channeling. It'll be up to you what you want. You can also have a combination of the two. It's going to be a little bit of an abbreviated webinar just because there's not a lot of people. And I'll look also in the YouTube chat. And I'm going to paste the link over there in case anybody over there wants to come in. You're welcome to come in today. Let me just grab that really quick. Put that in the chat. And we're going to be like I said, we're going to be doing some psychic readings and some channeling, personal channeling. Oh, definitely. Okay. Let me just, sorry, 1 second. It gave me the entire YouTube link, which is quite involved there. Okay, so anyone wants to come to the Zoom room, absolutely welcome. So we'll start off with some blessings. We'll start with Bridget and we'll go to Susan, whenever you guys are ready.
Miana akua taraka manakada mania talala minyano nua marai katikatanani malaki no munonga pada dia man kita pada ni titika paputuko. Bye.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Tia zia tokoya tia, hia zia tokotia I, sia tia soya tia I koya ya sa tokoa. Hea za takatokoya I, sukotoya I, sikia I, sikotoya I. Welcome, blessed ones. Thank you for joining your energies together today. Joining your hearts to raise the vibration for humanity. Much blessings.
Thank you so much. Okay, here's some people. All right. Okay, so this light is blinding me now. So what I said we were going to do today is we're going to do something I've been wanting to do. We're going to do some psychic readings for the people in the room. That means you can ask some pretty personal questions. Not the question, is there a message for me? That is a lazy question. But something else. You can ask anything and either I'll channel it or I'll do some kind of either I'll do cards or just psychic intuition, but yeah, or I'll use my pendulum, whatever I need to use, but we can do it. So who wants to go first? Who? Bridget, she was here first today. So she was here 45 minutes ago. On time, by the way. So we'll start with her. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Did you want to do a blessing? Because you came in late. You're muted, hon.
Blessing.
You want to do a blessing?
Yes, I'll do one.
Okay, go ahead. We'll have one more blessing. Good to have three. Okay. Go ahead.
Blessings.
Blessings. Okay, so Bridget, whenever you're ready, what's your question for me today?
Well, I'm feeling like I should just calm down, and I seem to have there's some noises on my side. Is it on your side too?
I don't know. Let's make sure everybody's muted. If you're not muted, please mute. There's a lot of people that are not muted. Susan's not muted. Okay, that'll make a difference. Is that better for you?
Yes.
If yeah, and if I need to, I'll mute in between talking as well. Okay.
No, this is fine.
Okay.
I have the feeling that for me it is the right time to relax, not to work. I'm not working because of the lockdown anyways. And somehow to develop my, how you say it, the possibility that I think that I am able to step into a lighter reality that is not so heavy, not so dense as the normal way of life that I used to live in, and to be lighter. And well, yeah, sometimes I'm feeling that God is speaking through me, like now, and then usually my tears, they are pricking here. I feel them now. And what I really would like to know whether that is the right way to follow.
Okay. All right. Okay. So all right. I'm not going to channel it, but it's coming through from Theos. And what they're saying is that, of course, it's always the right time to slow down. And it's also the right time to be locked in, but not locked down, to go inward. And this is the time, and this is the opportunity. And if you're feeling the call, don't doubt it. If you feel the call to do it, then trust yourself. And part of your own growth is trusting your own feeling anyway, to trust that, you know, we're being given, everyone is being given in COVID many different opportunities. And even though there's a lot of our life that has become restricted and has become, you know, different, it is also still such an opportunity for our own inner work. And because if we really believe that we create our own reality, and if we really believe that what our outside is a reflection of our thoughts, our wants, our knowing, then the work needs to happen inside. So if you want to shift your outside, the work is to be done inside. And if you're feeling the call to go inside, you should do it. You should definitely do it, because that's where the work is. You can arrange your outside world very well, but unless you have and clean up what they call, my teacher Caroline Hart used to say, stinking thinking, until you get rid of the stinking thinking, and still you know that your world reflects it. So, and there's the other thing she used to say all the time is very true, is that where attention goes, energy flows. So putting your intention on the world as you want it, putting your intention on your life as you want it, and really committing to all of the things that you say that you want to do, not just thinking about them, but starting to do them, is really the key here. But the work starts inside. My guru in India, he says that if you are at peace inside, your world is at peace. But if you're in pieces inside, your world is in pieces. And the work does not, you cannot clean up the outside and expect the inside to change. But if you clean up the inside, the outside has to change, because it's a reflection of you. So anything that comes up that may be a little bit gnarly, I've been using that word lately. I don't know where it came from. I'm not even from California. It's a little gnarly and a little bit
But
yucky.
I don't know that word. Please, what does it mean?
Gnarly is a word from California that surfers use when they explain something being a little bit, it's niet vies. Vies is te sterk, and vies is a combination, ugh. But als ik gerommeld is, weet je, it's a little bit mixed up. Anything, I spoke Dutch just for a second, you guys, meaning things being, yeah, mixed up or twisted up, that the work is inside. And when you clean it up inside, then it reflects out outside. So The question of should you? Absolutely. I would say, why do you question it? That would be not a question answer you have to give me, but I would say that when you start to feel the call, instead of it being the answer should be yes. Okay, I'll do it. Not, oh, is this right? Well, of course it's right. Of course it is. If you're being called to yourself, then of course it's correct. So it's always so much of it is a change of our perspective of, we question, and I hear a lot of people do it here. They'll say, I got this information. Is that correct? Well, does it feel good? Does it feel like love? Does it feel like something that will lead you to something bigger as far as yourself is concerned? And if that's the case, then yes, embrace it. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? And I also feel like things come up, not because I have a cat here that's deciding that, look at him, he's holding this wire. Monkey, let it go. No. He was like holding the wire. Things come up not because we're being punished or we've done something wrong. We come up because it's there. It's like if we think about cleaning a house, which is a very good analogy, and I spent a good amount of time in the last few months cleaning out, throwing out. And when you pull back, you might have a closet and it might look perfectly neat, but you pull one thing and all this other stuff just spills out. Well, what do? Do you shove this stuff back in and shut the door and say, okay, forget it, I'm not going to look at it? Or do you say, wow, this all fell down because it's there? It's not punishing me there. I put it there. So now is it my opportunity to go through it, sort it out, get rid of what's not working, restructure what you have if you want to, and then renew it if you need to. But anything that comes up, look at it like, wow, it's there. Okay, it's coming up for my opportunity to fix it. That's the only reason it's coming up. It's not coming up for any other reason. And it's coming up now because now you are in a place where you can do it. You're in an emotional state where you're ready to do it. And I would say it's time, because if you push it away, it'll come back even more with more stuff attached to it. Then it'll be not only a closet, but the wall starts falling down. So anything that's coming up for you where you feel a pull, say, okay, I'm really having a crappy day, or, all this stuff is coming up. This thing is coming up for me. I'm not being punished for it. It's not something that's happening to me like I'm a victim. It's coming because I am right now in the perfect place to look at it and to smooth it, whether it's healing, self-healing, but to neutralize it so that it is no longer something that you have to deal with. And that's the only reason anything comes up. People are always like, why now? Because now is the perfect time. Now you're ready. We have stuff that comes back from our childhood and we're like, oh my God. Well, one, is still there. Two, it hasn't been healed. And three, you're finally in a place where it's time to heal it. So it's the universe loving you, not punishing you ever. Not trying to trick you, not trying to throw you off your game. It's Tommy. My dog has my cat pinned down, licking his face, and the cat is like this. Oh, not a good thing. It's love, but it's kind of too much. So, but that's why. That's all. That's it. So absolutely. If it's coming up for you, if you have the opportunity, you have the time now, now's the time to go inside and go take care of it. And the way you do that is by going into meditation and getting into that really still place, not really asking anything, but that place from where there's just knowing. And then when you come out of it, you'll come out with a much clearer feeling. So what is it that's actually coming up? Like, what is the thing that's coming up for you? What is the fear or the uncertainty that's coming up?
That I'm a no good woman. That it's old programs from my parents and my ex-husband.
Right. So you know that that's not true, right? I mean, you know that's not true.
Sometimes I believe them more than myself.
Well, that's what programming does. But I'm here to assure you that that's not true. And someone that would tell you those things is someone who also is not operating from their purest place. So they're operating from a very, ignorant place, ignorant to who they are, ignorant to who you are. And they're operating also out of fear and maybe their own programming. So you know that those things aren't true. And what I would recommend, and we could do this, I don't think we could do it now because it'll take a little bit long, but I'll do this with you, is you go back to your childhood self in a meditation, and you go as you now, and you go back to the first moment that you ever heard that. And I will tell you, like, thoughts like I'm not good enough, you're this, you're that, are like, they usually happen young. And then because there's such a sticky kind of thing, when you're very young, you have no frame of reference. The first time a parent tells you you're stupid, for instance, you've been in the world for what, a couple years? What do you know? So your parent is the one telling you everything about life. And then they're the ones that tell you that you're stupid. You may only think, okay, they know everything else. They must know that's true. But that's not true. And that's from their own ignorance. So anytime something like that happens, it becomes like a trauma stuck somewhere in our body. And I always talk about it as it's like gum on the bottom of your shoe. And as you walk along through life, stuff just starts sticking to it. And it's really yucky, but mostly any similar energy, the next time someone says it, it just kind of goes right to that same place, and it starts to grow and grow and grow. But the first thought of it was not true. And every subsequent energy that's similar is still not true, but because you haven't released it, it has something to stick to, is something to stick to. So what you do when you're going into these meditations is you as yourself, picture yourself walking to your childhood, that self that had that experience, and you go back to that very moment, and you as an adult, you lean down and you tell the child that that's not true, and that you love it, and that you release it, and you change the memory a little bit and turn it into a memory of victory, where the child says, I know I'm not stupid, and I grew up to be this wonderful person. And then you release it. And then every subsequent memory that's stuck to it also kind of dissipates. And that's really how you release trauma. But that's what I would do. And we have so many of them, different things. I'm not good enough, whatever it is. And there's similar energies that stick to each other. But I can tell you that I know that you're not a bad person. You really aren't. You absolutely aren't. Whoever told you that was just drunk or high or on something. or lost themselves, or very lost themselves. But those thoughts are not anything to hold on to. So, but we can do that. Maybe we can do that as I think that's a meditation, if Wendy's here, that she could lead us through that kind of healing. Are you here, Wendy?
I am here.
Would you be willing to do that childhood meditation, release
Sure.
trauma?
Yeah,
Okay, but we'll do that sort of at the end.
sounds perfect.
Yeah, okay. We'll see how many of these little meditations we have to do for people. And by the time it's over at the end. Yeah, but does that answer your question, Bridget?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Susan, you had a question. Go ahead.
Need to unmute myself. So I know that I'm going to be having like a new soulmate relationship coming in February, and I've been told it's somebody I know, and I think I might know who it is. I'm not sure, but I'm just wondering, kind of what the purpose of this relationship will be, if it's doing light work together, or we're just both at the point where we're ready for it. And if it'll be like, a long lasting, happy relationship, or if it'll be more like a learning lessons kind of relationship, kind of what the purpose of it is. And then my second question is around related to my regular day job, if that is something that will eventually get replaced either this year or next year with my spiritual business that I just started. So
Okay. Let me have your date of birth, please.
6/19/72.
Okay. All right, I'm pulling cards for you. Well, it shows for the relationship, and you were asking what's the purpose. Well, my guide said the purpose is connection. It's just another point of connection for you. I don't know that I would go into it with such a preconceived idea, though, and be really open. Like, just be open to everything that person could bring you. I don't think that this is like the love of your, like the one that you would marry or anything like that, but it looks like it's a person that'll have, it's definitely, I have the card here, the stars, which means it's a destiny relationship. And that's someone that comes in for a specific reason. But it also, what's really interesting is I have two conflicting things here. I have the card that means destiny, and then I have the card that's the anchor, which means something very solid, but then it's followed by the person leaving. So I'm going to say it like this. The person comes in like a whirlwind. It's very impactful, but then they go.
Okay.
And then they go. But it looks, and so the key and then the card I have here is the key, which I really like the card because it's a very almost Dutch deck, because it's very direct. It's like, this is the point. This is what we're trying to tell you. And it's just to keep your head about you, really, in the whole thing. It may or may not be a man. That I'm not certain about. It may or may not be a man, but a very strong masculine energy with this person. Yeah. And I will say that on the horizon of this relationship, there will be some problems. They don't really come into fruition because they leave. But I think this person's got some baggage. And that's part of the reason why they go. Because your energies will be like so strong together, but they haven't really quite yet dealt with their stuff. And they need to go on and go deal with their stuff. They have some pretty big problems. Have you been married before?
Almost. But I called it off. That was back in my 20s, so a long time ago.
Okay, where is that person now?
I mean, he still lives in my state, but I haven't had contact with him in like 20 years.
That relationship doesn't somehow either, it's two things. It's either going to look a lot like that relationship, or this person, that old person, is going to somehow resurface.
Okay.
But it might trigger, remember I was just talking to Bridget about things coming up for you, that they don't come up to punish you. They don't come up to just.
It's to learn a lesson and release. Yeah, like you said, old baggage or old patterns.
Let it go, break them. Yeah. And
yeah.
So this person is either going to be very similar in some ways, so that stuff comes up again and you'll be like, oh my God, I've dealt with this already, or it's going to be this person. So yeah. And as far as your job, what I'm hearing is that by the end of 2022, you'll have a lot better opportunity to start moving away from where you are, your main money source now. It's going to take through this year, but it'll be very gradual. And before you know it, which 2022 is going to go very fast.
Yeah. And
then you'll be ready to move into something. But as for what I'm hearing is that you're really still defining all of the different areas in which you're going to work. And that has to be clear. It
Yeah,
just has to-
I am working on that right now. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what they say in business, they say, like, especially if you're selling something, which is what you're going to be doing, you're selling a product, which is your services, you know, a confused buyer never buys. So someone has to know what they're getting with you,
Yeah.
or they're going to buy it. So, you know,
And I'll be working on artwork and selling that on different, different products.
whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is that what my guys are saying is be very clear and defined in what you're doing, and then everything will flow. But right now it feels like it's kind of like, oh, I want to go here and I want to go there, and oh, I
Yeah.
should do, and I'm gonna do these things. Sorry, I just have to make sure my animals are acting normal. So yeah, so just do that. And when you do it, then you'll move. But by 2023, you'll be moving into it quite strongly.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't avoid the work of the planning. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. No, I definitely am in the setup process of setting up the business
Are you
and just
doing it alone or not?
I'm doing it alone as an LLC that I
Okay.
just set up a couple weeks ago. So,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it's this type of business structure is new to me. So I'm working through the challenges of figuring everything out and getting all the planning stuff done.
I will
for it,
tell you
but
this. This is what I do know personally, because I work professionally as a psychic. That's my full-time job. It took me a long time to establish myself in that way. And it happened like I was thinking this is what I will tell you, and it's relevant because my guys are saying it's relevant. I thought I was going in this direction and I was going to have to go this, and they just kind of moved me like this. And that's what happens over that setup period. So just don't be surprised if, like, as you find out what, you're doing all this art, which is, it's beautiful, your art, you might find a very specific niche that you did not know that even existed for you. So it's almost like course correcting constantly. And that's what's going to happen over this year. But as you do that, then you'll get really, really specific. And when you're very specific in what you're doing, then
it'll click and
click.
I mean, I'm trusting it'll unfold how it is, but I've been told that, like, this is the year of discovery for me to discover more about myself, discover more about this business, and just enjoy the process.
And spend some time. I don't know what you like. I get so much of my inspiration from I'm a walker. I will walk I'll just start walking. If I don't know what to do, I'm like, I'm going, and I will just walk and walk and walk and walk. Not like today, which was a llama walk.
Yeah, it's been hard with the winter up here in Minnesota. It's been like cold and warmer, but today's supposed to be a warmer day. So I was thinking about going for a walk.
Well, find something you can do that allows you to just be in the moment of nothing but what you're doing, so that you can allow inspiration to come in.
Yeah. And I am going to do some drawing artwork, and that does help me get out of my head, is when I'm just, being creative.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Who is it? Oh,
I think
Susan.
Sean.
Oh, you typed it up for people. Okay, good. Well, you typed it in the chat. That's nice. Okay.
Wendy, I think Sean was technically before me, but he said whenever, a reading whenever. I think he was in the chat before me, okay. Sean.
Oh, I thought it was just a comment. I'm down for a reading whenever.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if that's a comment. Okay, if he wants to do that, we'll go to Sean then. Okay, Sean.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hey, Karen. Yeah, so I'm going to be moving, and I was looking at the place I'm going to be moving to, and it's got some major ley lines crossing, and it happens to be at an Air Force base. I'm going to be moving right next to it, and I just I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm moving down there is and then I was just kind of wondering what
you going to Tampa?
What's that?
Where are you going?
It's let's see,
is it southeast where you're going to be?
No, it's in Utah.
Oh, it's in Utah. Okay.
It's not Sandy, but Syracuse.
Oh,
It's
wow.
right next to Hill Air Force Base.
Yeah.
But there's some major ley line crossings right there, and I feel like that may be why I'm moving there. I just wanted if there was any extra information about it.
Let me channel that, because the one thing I'm hearing is do you know how to open vortexes or not?
No, it's always been an interest, but
You
I've
need to
never.
learn to do that. If you can stand where the ley lines do this, like it's almost the same is a crossroads.
Huh.
Like crossroads have an energy, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking of the South. I was thinking, oh, he's got a crossroads. I was, I was like in the South, but it's almost like a crossroads. And when those ley lines cross, you have a potential for vortexes if you
Okay.
call them in and if you can open them, and you can actually really utilize that energy to for your own strengthening. And that's what my guys were saying. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to turn on the light in here because I don't know about you guys, but am I sitting in the dark or not?
It's not too
I'm
bad.
not? Okay, well then I'll stay here, but
I don't think you are, no.
okay, I can't see. That's my problem. I can't see myself. I can't see you guys. All right, let me see if I can fix this for myself so it's a little bit less hey there we are. Okay, so let me just channel that. But it feels like to me, yes, that's part of the pull for you, but everything is an opportunity, what we were saying. And I always think like when I'm living somewhere and then it happens to be that what I need is like here and would be nowhere else in the world. And I think, oh, what are the chances? Well, the chances are the universe puts you where it wants you. So I would really study vortex opening. That's what I'm hearing, because that's where you can really pull in all the energy you need in order to have, experiences that you want to have, connection that you need to have, whatever it is you need to utilize healing energy to pull it in and send it out.
So it's
And
kind of
maybe
like
you'll get to see some stuff. I think you might get to see some stuff out there.
nice. So it's like kind of creating a vortex, and then that vortex is linked to me, and so it's kind of drawing in the energies from the
Well,
vortex.
the thing with vortexes is you open them for a moment as you are doing your meditation, calling in. Usually with a vortex, you're calling in energy, right? For cleansing, for healing, for your own personal education, knowledge, and you close them after. Don't just go opening vortexes and leaving them.
Yeah, the thing is, it's on an Air Force base, so I'd have to like find where the ley lines kind of start and then kind of do vortexes around there, kind of right before the intersection.
So the actual Air Force base is on a vortex or on ley lines that are crossing each other.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 that are crossing.
And they're on the Air Force base itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so proximity wise though, you can project your consciousness into that and open the vortex there and then draw the energy to wherever you are as well. You can do that. Yeah. It's like it would be very good if you could walk on the Air Force base, though you may not be able to, but you may be able to find out you could somehow. If you
can take tours there.
You what?
They have little tours that you can take.
Perfect.
There.
Imprint on yourself the place so that you can go there, because there's no space really between us and anything else. I mean, we're all, matter looks like that there's distance, but in fact, there's really no distance. So if you can kind of imprint within your mind where this is. Medwali, what you doing with your hand there? I just see his hand.
Making vortexes.
The picture. So, but if you can imprint on yourself where these places are, so then in meditation, you can go there and open them, that would be super effective. Kind of do a little reconnaissance mission and to be able to get into that space. It's like when I went to Sedona, I just really imprinted myself and the couple, there's a couple different vortexes there in Sedona, and I went to the places where they naturally are occurring and really imprinted. So when I want to utilize that energy, I can just go there and pull it in. So, but that's what you could do. But when you're opening your own personal vortex, close it up, because it is a connection and a direct through line to you. So you don't really want to just have some vortex to yourself open. That's like leaving your windows open of your house. Don't do it.
Yeah.
For too
Okay.
long. Yeah. Be in charge of your own energy. So let me just get this channel message for you real quick. Okay. What Theos is saying is that you're one of many people who understand the energy of that area. And one of the things you're going to be able to do when you're there is connect to more people on a face-to-face. You build a little bit of a community, and there's some real work that can be done there. There's some real work.
I've already kind of started a community out there because I used to go to classes out there and in a town next to there.
Yeah. So that's the purpose of it. It's just that you and several others have been called or being called to be there in order to do the work that needs to be done there. There's also some earth healing that needs to happen there. There's some earth healing, actual energy healing and cleansing that needs to be done that you're going to be part of doing. And it feels like you're going to be leading it. And that's just going to be really good for you to do it. Also for the sense of community, it's really important for you to sort of find your sort of tribe.
Yeah, that's what I've been craving lately.
Yeah, so that's the reason that you're going to be there. That's exciting. That's
Wow,
really
thank you.
exciting. And the other thing is too, and I just got a visual of the ley lines. You know how sort of, if you know how in a thing where they'll do a thing of kerosene and they'll light it and you'll watch the flame go down the line. Well, you're going to be able to like plug in to a ley line and shoot energy out to many different places. So you need to really study where these ley lines are going and what little things you can affect along their paths. And especially where they intersect, you have the ability to move energy this way and this way. Yeah. But you also, you really have to ground to the earth, feet on the ground, feet on the bare ground, connecting to the earth energy so that you're not only directing the energy, but it's part of you and it's sweeping through you. It's like you really need to absorb it and to really absorb it from the feet down.
Yeah, I do that a lot actually. I've been doing it even in the wintertime. So
great.
If I can find a patch of grass, I'm on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's interesting too is that, the ley lines might go through the Air Force Base, but they extend, they go through the whole earth, right? They keep going. To do some ley line walking meditations with a group.
Oh. Sounds interesting.
I never heard it before, but now you're hearing it now. It's a thing, but you're going to make it a thing. And to connect to some of the tribal energies out there of the Native Americans and that kind of thing as well. Should be really open to that.
I've been feeling that connection lately.
Sorry, say that again.
I've been feeling that connection lately.
So
Indian connection.
Yeah, well, there's your confirmation that that's what you should do. You know what you really actually know your own answer to the question, but you're doing the right thing. You're definitely called out there.
Yeah. I just obviously I got a lot more detail on what to kind of like a starting basis. Trying to get me going.
Well, whatever feels like the most, I believe so much in flow. And I believe that if you try to do something and you just get all kinds of resistance, it's just not the place to go. You just need to go where things really easily, where the next logical step just becomes, open to you. So whatever you're feeling the pull to, do that. I really don't think anybody, I think this has to be your own. It's like you can't do it wrong. The only thing you could do it wrong is if you do what somebody else is telling you versus what, feels like to you your pull, So
Yeah, I've
just
been feeling.
keep listening. Like I can see you drumming and walking on these ley lines.
Yeah, I just got a drum actually. So
Here's a
there we
second.
go.
There you go. So you're doing exactly the right thing. Yeah, good for you. Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thank you, Karen.
Welcome. You're welcome. Let me see. Who was next? Was it Wendy?
I think it's me. Yes.
Are you sure? I'm not sure.
I hope so. You tell me.
You guys, I'm sorry. I have to turn the light on, and I feel like I'm literally sitting in the dark. Let me just. It got super dark outside. One moment. And there
Let
was
there be light.
let there be light.
The illuminations are happening.
Okay, great. So, do you see my Minnie Mouse shirt? Isn't that cute?
Cute.
Okay. All right. So, what is your question?
Okay, couple things. My first question, I think, revolves around limiting beliefs, where I know I've been releasing them, and I'm wondering, have I let them all go at this point because I was really healing them last year, or do I have any more to work through? And then
Yeah, go ahead.
and then question 2, around my 3D job, I was given assistance temporarily, but now that assistance is being taken away.
What is
And
that mean?
my job is very, I really need like people, but it seems like they never really quite bring the resources. So I'm kind of wondering like what's happening there, and am I supposed to continue to stay there, or where are my, like, kind of like where are my, like how you have your psychic business, am I moving, like are they gonna be pushing me this year to be like, okay, you were stepping away and moving into, you're gonna be doing channeling, that's where, you know what I mean? So I'm kind
Yeah.
of wondering, is this the year, or am I kind of like Susan where it's like this is the year of progress and then next year is when it really starts to happen?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even define it as this is your progress. Every step closer is progress, right?
That's true.
The thing I heard for your job about the assistants, it's kind of bad hiring. That's what I'm hearing, as opposed to just getting anybody that's willing to do the job to really hold out for somebody who's right. But I don't know if the pay is enough. It feels like the people that are being attracted are just not the right people, but it has something to do with, are they getting paid enough?
Yeah, I've heard that too, actually,
Yeah.
from them, that they're not
Yeah.
paying properly to get like really the right people that they need for, because they're trying to work not with me only, but with another aspect of my team.
Mhm.
I should say our
I'm
team, you
just
know.
trying to see if that's going to change. To me, it feels like that's a company. It feels like that's a company kind of way, the way they do
Yeah.
it. I mean, that's not the best to, a lot of companies are being faced with that now. People's tolerance for being in an environment that doesn't, there are some crystals happening over there with Matt Wiley. That's beautiful what he's got going on over there. There's a lot of companies that are really struggling to find good employees now because people are tired of working too hard for too little in atmospheres that are not good enough, and I feel like that's what this is. And this is a time of sort of reckoning for your company where they have to take a good hard look at, it's because I hear that they blame the people. Oh, this person wasn't good enough. That person wasn't good enough. And sometimes it's just like in relationships, the one thing that all those people have in common is your company. And that's kind of the factor there.
That sounds correct.
So what I would say is you can, I mean, you know, and it kind of puts you in a position where then
I
your
end up struggling
performance,
like all year, you know.
yeah. So I'm gonna just put out, I put out some cards, but they were about something different. So I just want to see, and I'll tell you what theirs about in a minute, but
Okay.
I want to see what's gonna happen. See, I think you're gonna reach a sort of point where you're just like, I can't do this anymore. It's
Yeah,
too
I
much
feel like I
pressure
almost
on
reached,
me.
I
Yeah.
feel like I almost reached that this fall where I
Yeah.
was like, all right, enough is enough. And then they got me assistance. And then now they're getting ready to say, okay, this person isn't working out. And so, you know, things are gonna change.
Yeah. I don't feel like they want to lose you, but it does show you coming to a decision point, which is like a person on the, let me see, it's a person facing the path, two different
Yes.
directions. Where do I go? What do I do? It's interesting because one path is sorrow, one
Oh no.
path is luck. The path that's sorrow, I think, is kind of staying in that situation as it is right now. And so you have to talk to them again, you know, but you need to have a backup because I feel like they're resistant. I think that they're stuck in this idea of, yeah, it's just the people. We need better people. I think if people were feeling more confident about the money they were making and the work being clearly defined, it feels like to me that they hire you for one thing and you end up doing a lot of other things as well.
Yeah, that sounds exactly right, for because they've got this individual when they're bringing them on split between two different types of teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's too
And
schizophrenic for people.
mhm.
I think I can't tell
Right.
you what
I
to
don't
do
have control over
because
it. I
this is
can
your
only
job.
like give my opinion to it.
You should give the opinion with the idea of they may or may not hear you, but at least you've said what you need to say. I don't feel like it's necessarily going to change though, Wendy. That's the problem. I mean,
Oh, I know.
everyone,
I know.
there's, everything's always percentages. Like if I were to say, what's the percentage they will change versus the won't? I mean, they could always surprise you, but it always feels like it's a temporary thing and then a reversion back. And
Yep.
that becomes the problem. I don't know that that's really going to change. The feeling is that that's kind of their MO and that's what they go to and that's what they know. So they keep, even though it's not working, they're not seeing it. Why? So this is a good opportunity to, like Susan, define your business and really start working on it so that you of your own volition can step away, because it feels to me it's a lot of energy and a lot of frustration. A
Yes.
lot of frustration. I have here this card. See the girl sitting there with her head in her hands.
Yep.
It's not this card means like sorrow. And next to any card, it just puts a tinge, like it's a great job you have, but it's hard. It's a great
Yes.
job you have, but it's frustrating. There's always a but at the end of it. It's like, this is wonderful, but, and that's what's really happening here.
But it's a lot of hours, but the lack of support, but yeah, there's a lot of buts.
So I would, you always have to give everyone the opportunity to make it different. And I would approach them with something to the effect of, over this last year, we've been faced with so many challenges, and the time that we were really thriving is when I had some good assistants, but now they're gone again. And I find myself right back where we were. And I'm also facing this wall of work and frustration and starting to feel like I'm not able to produce what I know I can produce because I don't have the support. So what I would propose is that we get more assistance again, because I'm getting to a place where I can't reconcile the amount of effort I'm putting in and the amount of production that I'm creating, because I know I'm doing the work. So I need the help.
Yes.
And that's what I would say to them.
Yeah,
And then they
that's
can say at that moment, screw you, we don't care, work your ass off, or they can say, well, we
Yeah,
don't,
their
we can't
favorite
afford it.
words are I think their favorite words are
We don't have the
hang in
budget.
there. Just hang in there. Just hang in there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you can say to the point, I was like this, I'm now like this.
Yes.
You're not threatening them.
Right.
I believe in presenting information to people without asking the question and letting them come up with the solution. Let them be the heroes, and they'll say, well, maybe we should get a new system. You can say, that's great. When can we do it?
Right.
Let them come with the solution, though I don't know that they will.
Yeah.
That they may want to, but who holds the budget strings? Because to me, it feels like their bottom line.
Yeah, it's all the way up at the top, and they tend to be. I feel like the high decision maker is the one with the tightest purse strings out of our, like, not just our group, but the entire company. But that decision maker is also like in charge of the entire company money. So yes, I agree. It's
Well, if you could substantiate for that person how actually you were making more money for the company by having these people than less money, then maybe that would make sense to them.
yeah. I feel like I think they've had their blinders on for so long. However, the company has grown and there's been, M&As. So with that, perhaps there's new thought processes that will be coming in and interjected. It's kind of fresh blood, so to speak. So
But the other thing too, I'll just tell you, is if you don't ask, you won't get it.
Yeah. Oh, I've been asking for years. I've been asking, and the people have come and gone. So as far as like being able to assist me directly.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but yeah, I was wondering if that was going to, dramatically change or kind of be more the same. And you've definitely given me
I wish I could say it would. I don't feel that it will.
Yeah. So then
to the degree that you would need it to for you to be out of the fire, really.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you.
So you're
and
welcome.
for the
I would just say
beliefs
ahead,
question, the limiting beliefs, that what is there something specific that they're bringing up?
No, not specifically, but I will say, have you gotten rid of all of them? I will say you'll know when they come up again.
Yeah, I feel like they come up and I'm like, oh, that's a limiting belief.
But it comes up because why? What was I saying before? It comes up because that's the opportunity to notice it. So just pay a lot of attention to your self-talk. Just pay a lot. Oh, I'm sorry, Celeste. Write your question down and I'll answer it, and then you can look at it in the playback if you want. Yeah. But listen to your self-talk and you'll hear your own limiting beliefs, but yeah, I don't hear any right now. So I don't hear any limiting beliefs right now.
Okay.
But they kind of come up as we're faced with new opportunities. So as you start looking into, say, I want to channel full time, what is the resistances that you have? And those are really the limiting beliefs I would look at. But if they're not coming up for you right now, I always feel like don't go searching in a bad neighborhood for stuff.
Yeah.
It'll come up. You don't have to hunt it down. You don't have to hunt it down. But for right now, you're kind of clear. But you'll know when they come up. And it'll be the stuff where you'll just say, it's like almost you'll make the excuse of I can't because, but is that true? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Celeste, did you write your question? Or Celeste, are you still there? Did he go? Celeste.
Hi, Karen. Yes, I'm still here. I'm just going to
Go
type
ahead
it
with your
in.
question. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, I'll type it in. Thanks.
Oh, you're going to just type it in? Why don't you just ask me?
Okay, sorry. Forgive me for jumping the queue, guys.
No, it's fine.
Okay, what it is, I've been working at this place for 15 years. Pretty abusive owner especially over the last 3-4 years. But the good news is I've left. I'm just starting a new job. What I've done effectively is qualified for a heavy goods vehicle class 2, which is, and starting a new job on Thursday.
Mhm.
Feeling a bit apprehensive because it's a change. I just want to know how it's going to pan out, to be honest.
Okay, give me your date of birth real quick.
9th of March, 1959.
Okay. Well, it says it's been a long time coming and that you really, it's good you finally did it. It was hard for you to do, but it shows two beautiful things. That it was important for you to do it, but it shows luck, which is really good around the business, which this is the business. Yeah. And then I'm going to just see what else comes up. Okay, perfect. And your main boss is going to be very good for you. You're going to get along very, very well. So it looks really good. And the thing is that the new job came about because you were willing to sort of cut this away. But it took you quite a long time to be even ready to do that and to be almost brave enough to do it. And that the fact that you were brave enough to do it is now you're going to reap the reward of it. So it should be very, very good. So don't be intimidated, be excited. This is an opportunity that you've created for yourself. So now you're going to be able to reap the rewards of it.
To be honest, I am excited. And
good.
What I've been doing a lot of, what you were just talking about earlier on, is I've been going back to heal a lot of my childhood traumas.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic to hear. I've been doing it exactly the way you described it. And makes me feel good. And there's a lot more work there. And I believe that I became this brave, especially as for the last 6 to 8 months, I've been doing a lot of clearing, a lot of inner work. I mean, tremendous. I've been helped a lot by Brad Johnson, who's been on Hucolo a few times as well.
Yeah, oh, great.
Yeah, so I think it's a combination. It's a combination of a lot of things happening.
Well, energy is like water flowing, and our blocks, our traumas are like, they can be walls, they can be rocks, but they definitely change flow. The flow can be stifled. The flow can still come through to a degree, but it doesn't flow as nicely as when you remove them. The smoothness of the flow. And so what happens is when we remove stuff, all of a sudden certain things in our life that may have nothing to do with the trauma start happening. And you having the bravery to do this, one, to leave something that wasn't working. That's always so important, to be willing to say, this is not working for me. And you talked about it being in a sort of abusive atmosphere that you were putting yourself in repeatedly, by choice, right? So now you've chosen something different. All of a sudden the flow starts going, and then all these other opportunities start happening for you. So this is something, it's always on several levels. It's the thing of like, you were brave enough to do it. One, it was time. And that's also like on the bigger way, a lesson of, oh, wait, if I deal with the stuff that's going on with me, I just create more room in a wider berth for which the energy can flow through. It's like if everything was flowing, if the berth is this big and you've got so much trauma that only this much of it can actually flow, the water's still flowing. But when you open it up, all of a sudden, whoosh, whoosh, all these blessings and opportunities and things will start to flow. And what you'll find is as you widen, you might find there's some traumas over here. It's an infinite stream. We're the ones that narrow it with all of our stuff. And I would say that this is just, you've widened it to this degree, but now that it's widened, you might find there's some other stuff you have to clear, but it keeps widening it. And then it just flows more and more and more. So good for you. That's exactly.
Yes, I have actually noticed that. I thought that I've cleared something, and then it pops up back up again after a couple of months.
Well, you probably cleared part of it, and then there's a part that's still you. But the thing is, you probably couldn't have cleared. Things are deep sometimes, and
that's what I thought as well. Yes.
but you didn't know what was under, like I was talking about the closet, you pull something down, there's a whole bunch of crap behind it. Well, that's good though. It's good to, you can just say, wow, I didn't even know you were there, you know?
I feel really I do feel excited. I'm a little bit anxious, yes, but I'm excited. And
Well, the anxiousness is trying to live in the future.
yes,
You try to live in a part of your life that doesn't exist anymore at all yet. So it's like trying to say, you know, being nervous about what's coming. Well, staying in the now moment eliminates the need to be anxious because you're just dealing with now. Living in the past causes depression. So if you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. The only answer is to live in the now and just deal with what you can handle now. That's all you can do. And really that's all we have is this now moment. So, you know, if you are, just don't be anxious. Just work on getting your outfit together for this beautiful first day of your new job, or, you know.
I shall do that. Thank
Yeah.
you. And I better live in the now. I'm here on a weekend break with my wife, and she wants to go for a meal, so I have to leave now.
Go be in the now and eat something nice.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I thank all the other people. Sorry for jumping in there.
No, that's okay. Who was next? Barbara. Is that right? Barbara. Barbara.
I can. So
Hi.
my question is pretty much a confirmation from you is I'm getting or I'm feeling that I will be opening up more to like channeling, telepathic, bilocation, and other things like that. I'm getting this, I don't know if it's a feeling or something like something telling me that I will be opening up more to these this year. Is this something that I guess I'm looking for confirmation from you in this regards.
Okay. What? Hold on a second. I'm going to say yes to you. I'm going to say yes, and the only thing that will keep you from it is you. So it's like a door in front of you, and you just have to open it and say, "Okay." It's like the universe saying, "Do you want to come on this journey?" You just have to say yes. Just all you have to do is say yes. I would say the universe is giving you an invitation. Barbara, we would really like you to come channel more and do more with your psychic abilities and do more with your telepathic. Are you ready? And you just have to say yes.
Yes.
Perfect. That's all. That's it. Just yes. And then yes. It's always an invitation. You know, you don't get the desire for something. Think of it as an invitation.
Okay.
They're putting the desire in you because the invitation is there. If they didn't want you to do it, they wouldn't give you the invitation. They wouldn't put the desire there. It's just, you know, the thing is that all that stuff is already there in you. It's just a matter of you saying, okay, now I'm going to start playing with this now. I'm really ready for that. So yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes,
okay.
and what you're to do. Yeah.
Well, then I have another
Are
question.
you channeling though? Are you channeling? Have you been channeling?
Yes.
Yes, good.
I have been channeling, and it's a really wonderful experience. Some of the beings that come through that I talk to, and I really enjoy it.
Are you willing to like do a webinar with some questions for maybe 30 minutes from people?
Not at this time because I'm still trying to get my confidence up in front of channeling in front of people.
Okay, so you're just channeling for yourself at the moment.
Yeah, and I had a really good experience with a Bigfoot named Susie, and she came to me literally. She was standing in front of me. I could see her face. It was just beautiful. I could see everything about her. She gave me some gifts. It was just a visual channel that I've really, really enjoyed.
Perfect. So I would just say whenever you're ready, we'll have you on and have you on. Even if you wanted to do it for 20 minutes or 10 minutes.
2 seconds. All right.
Second. Are you recording your sessions?
That's what Angie said to do, and I haven't been doing it.
Do that.
Yes,
That's
they
what
are
I was
being recorded.
saying. Just record them.
Because I belong to a channeling group
Mhm.
every week, and we record those sessions when we channel.
Yeah. Just record them and watch back and listen to what you shared. That's the best thing to do. And when you're ready,
Okay.
we'd be happy to meet Susie, the Bigfoot. Tell her hello.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Now I have another question. My dog just passed away right before Christmas. And I so in my heart want to get another, not a dog, but maybe a cat, because I love pets. I've always had pets. But I'm getting this kind of a nose kind of a thing. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Your picture went away.
Screen anymore. So I'm getting this no because my life is going to change this year. If things work out correctly, I will be living on and off planet. So it's like, do I get a cat? What do I do with the cat if I do live off planet? So what are your feelings about this?
Wait. Maybe foster some cats that you don't keep. See if you can foster them while they're looking for homes so you have some animals. But just wait until you have clarity.
All righty. I lost the screen, so hold on.
Yeah, I can see. Can you guys see me? Because I can see Medwali and I can see myself, but I think
You can see you. I can't see her.
It says well, I think her camera's off.
I keep hitting back to meeting, but it doesn't put me back.
There you are. I see you now. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, well, those were my questions. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, thank you. Christine had a question. Go ahead, Christine.
Yes, since you opened it up for that, I have this cough that I can't get rid of for over 20 years. And I've been to doctors and I've had all sorts of interesting, they can't find anything wrong with my lungs. But it used to be a long time ago when I would catch a cold, it would last a long time in my lungs. Now I don't catch colds or flu at all. But I have this cough and they said it's GERD or
that's what it feels like to me. It's irritation within your bronchial, is along the track here. Are you following the GERD diet or not?
Well, I don't I try not to eat after 5 o'clock, but it doesn't make any difference.
Well, if you have GERD, one of the side effects is that cough. And that's exactly what I was going to say to you. I feel like it's this here and not, it doesn't feel like it's lung related. It feels like it's throat related. And that's directly the acid coming up. And so the only thing you can do to mitigate it is to control the amount of regurgitation acid, and that you can do through the diet. It doesn't mean it will eliminate it. It just might lessen it. But I feel like that's what you have.
Is there a reason for it? I mean, is there a past life or is there, it's stupid.
I don't have a good answer for you for that. Okay. It just feels like something that is. So I would really, have you tried doing the diet?
Yes, but I haven't figured out what it is because no matter what, it's there. It's sort of like
the diet doesn't eliminate it. The diet mitigates it. There's a difference. The diet doesn't cure it. The only thing that I could say to you that would be interesting for you to do would be to sort of do a complete. Do you eat meat?
No, not well. Occasionally.
Do you drink coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you eat any like fried foods?
Occasionally.
Do you use milk?
Half and half in my coffee.
Well, these are all things that irritate that thing. So you're
Oh.
not doing the GERD diet.
Hmm.
There's a whole diet about that eliminates the foods that cause these irritations and it cause it. So you have to do the diet. So you're not doing the diet. So you can't say that it doesn't work if you're not doing it.
Man, I've eliminated a lot of things.
Yeah, but you got to eliminate the stuff
Uh-huh.
that irritates the thing.
But I don't know if it is or not.
Well, how will you know if you don't try?
What a boring diet.
Wendy,
You know, here's
limiting beliefs. These are the limiting beliefs. You want to talk about some limiting
Right.
beliefs.
here's my recommendation on that. Reach
Mhm.
out to me and let's remove that ridiculousness out of your life and bring you back to joy so that you don't have to take out all those crazy, wonderful things that you like to enjoy, like cream in your coffee.
Well, I would say to you, you have to eliminate everything and then slowly add them back in so you can know what it is.
Oh,
But
not eat anything. Eat one thing at a time.
talk to Wendy after. I'm
I
going to
can't even eat oatmeal.
Please reach out to Wendy and she will help you. with some
Okay,
healing.
Wendy.
Did you have any other questions?
No.
Okay, all right. No problem.
Oh,
Wally,
wait, one
what?
thing.
Yes, yes.
You know the what is it where you take something, a food, and you hold it close to you and you say,
Oh, that's, yes, yes.
would that
That's
work?
testing. It can work. Are you good at, can you do the kinetic testing? Have you ever done it?
Every now and then when I remember. I
Okay.
sway in the store.
Oh, you do it with the sway. Like some people, like I remember being at a grocery store years ago and a man and woman, the woman would hold it and the guy was pushing the woman's arm down.
Oh, no.
Or you can do it with your fingers. No, I can't do it with my fingers because I always cheat. That's why I use a pendulum.
Oh,
Because I do it and I think
go to
I'm
the
doing
store
it.
with the pendulum. I think it's more sway.
Well, I do it with a pendulum. So,
Okay,
you
I
know,
have pendulums. Okay.
I mean, I've used a pendulum for years, so I really am connected to my pendulum, but you could do it with the, muscle testing. You can do it that way if you want. It's better. I think it's better if someone does it on you as opposed to you do it yourself. Cause I try to do it with my fingers and I can't do it. Is my name Karen? Yes. Is my name John? Yes. I don't, I'm just like, I don't get it. I can't do it, but it does work.
I've seen people do that. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. And thank you, Wendy.
Dr. Wendy,
You're welcome. Very
Wendy's
welcome.
going to pick up some people here. We're sending people to Wendy for business now. Okay, Daniel had a question. Go ahead, Daniel.
Okay, mine was picking off after Susan's initial one.
Okay.
I've been asking the universe to guide me to yes, the equivalent of a soulmate, but I would just say like, who is the one who I will spend my life with, that we grow on each other to elevate each other's consciousness to a higher level.
This is a predictive question, so I will, one second, I have to plug in my computer or there will be no answers to the questions. Okay. Give me your date of birth and let me just see if someone's coming in the next few months, because after 6 months, I really don't like to predict stuff like this. So let's just see if someone's coming. And then if someone's coming, I can tell you who's coming. If no one's coming in the next 6 months, I would say to you that ask me in 6 months. Okay, give me your date of birth.
02/25/91.
Well, okay. I know we have lockdown, but are you doing anything to meet people?
Outside of work and this, no.
Well, that's the problem here. Unless they're the UPS or the Amazon person or the pizza delivery guy or girl, you've got to do some effort to meet someone. And what it shows here is a block, or it could be maybe not a block, but a lack of action. So you're going to have to do something in order to bring this person in. And I don't know if that's maybe because of time. It could be because of COVID. It could be because of you have to decide, but you have to put yourself out there, because right now, if you continue doing what you're doing right now, I don't have anybody coming. So that in that way, I would say you have to take some action to move that energy along. You know, part of a psychic reading is to know what's happening so that you can take a different action to change it, right? So it's not that, and that's why we always talk in terms of percentages. I would say right now that 100% chance that if you do nothing different, you're going to 100% chance get no different outcome. So you really have to take some kind of action, whether it's joining groups, joining some kind of, get one of those apps where you swipe, do whatever you have to do. You've got to do something that's not what you're doing now, which is you say is nothing. So you got to do something, and then you'll change it. That's the message. That's what the cards are saying. That's the message. And then you'll be able to meet someone. You got to do something.
That'll work.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Is there anything else you wanted to know?
No, not off the top of my head. That's under that predictive.
But the other thing is too, now, like right now, everybody, we're in Mercury retrograde, which is not the time to start new projects, to initiate something new, to meet somebody. It's just like today with my phone and me waiting on my visa. I applied for my visa during Mercury retrograde. That's why it's taking so long. February 3rd, Mercury goes direct, thank God. So I'm expecting I'll get my visa on the 4th. So when Mercury's in retrograde like it is, that means this is the time to plan. So for Wendy and for Susan and everybody, this is the time to plan, maybe not to execute. So I would say to you, take this time to decide in which way you want to put your energy out there, and then start it on the 4th. And I think Venus goes direct in March. So that's also probably a good time to meet people during that period of time. But use this next week or so, to just sort of look around, do some research, figure out where you want to go and how you want to meet people. And think back to the time when you have met people. Where were you? What were you doing? As we get older, and you're not by any means old, but we do less, and we still expect things to work the way they did when we're 20, which is when we're always like out on the, out everywhere looking, we're running into tons of people. And so, you kind of get that mentality back of being open to meeting people and being in places where people are. Though COVID has made that more of a challenge. So, okay, Daniel, George. Hi, George.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
So yeah, my question is about love again.
Okay, listen, that's what psychic readings are mostly about. No problem. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I met somebody 2 months ago, and the connection was amazing, and I believe it was mutual. That's what they told me. And we kept texting a lot, and suddenly they disappeared. So I really don't know what to do. Should I chase them, or should I? I don't know how to approach them again.
Well,
I know that I have to love myself, but
well, you have to love yourself. You also have to realize that like connections can be very strong, but it's never a promise for a future. Let me just pull some cards for you, but my feeling is no, don't chase this person. And that it might have been just a really good connection for the moment. Just kind of like what I said to Susan. George, have you met Susan? Susan, have you met George?
No, we should.
Play matchmaker here.
That's cute.
Thank you. Thank you. So George, give me your date of birth, please.
13 May 93.
Okay. And can I have that person's just their first name? And if you know their date of birth, that would help. But
I know
maybe
that they're
don't say-
a Leo.
okay.
Their name is Chris. Yep,
What is the name?
Chris.
Okay. It's a woman?
No, it's a man.
It's a man. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Well, I'm not going to say this is the last time you're going to hear from this person, but it's not going to be soon. And it feels like, let me just say, I have here the thing about connection. Like this is the kind of person that you've dreamed about, you've always wanted to meet, and then there they are. But they have a lot going on in their life.
They told me that they work a lot.
Yeah.
And that they're afraid
I'm
of
just going to say
COVID.
right now for that person, relationships are not the priority. And it's about timing. You know, if you met this person like 5 years from now, you'd be in a little bit more of a different situation. The other thing that this shows that this person is still looking over the shoulder to the past. So they're not completely mentally and emotionally done with an old relationship. I don't feel they're going back to it, but it just means that they're not really open. Yeah, I just have to go with my gut. Don't chase them. I think you'll hear from them. Let me see. When's the last time you spoke?
It's been 1 month. Yeah.
Okay.
We just exchanged some wishes for the new year.
Yeah.
And I was the one that sent the message first. And they were super friendly. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel any, like, I don't think this person has a bad thing to say about you. It's not even that they didn't like you. It's just, it's a priority. It's like, what is my most important priority in my life right now? For them, it's not relationship, it's business. This is the card that means it's institutions, business, and all of their focus is on that now. It's just timing. I would tell you I think the summer, you'll hear something. You'll hear something like, hey, I was just checking in, see how you're doing, that kind of thing. I still don't know that that is an invitation for a relationship, but it might be a sort of invitation for a hookup.
Okay.
Kind of hookup kind of thing. Yeah. I'm just going to look and see. I kind of have a feeling you're going to meet somebody in the meantime. You know, to be honest, I feel like you're going to meet somebody, and then when this person reaches out to you, you're not going to be interested anymore. That's my feeling. What do you do?
I do marketing. Yeah, I'm working from home now.
Okay. Who around? What does this other person do?
They
Because I
work.
have someone that's a lawyer. I have a lawyer coming in.
No, they do retail.
Okay, I have a lawyer person. They're either still studying or they're. It's something legal.
Interesting.
Yeah. Older than you. Coming in 5. 5 can be 5 weeks, 5 months, or the month of May. Since we're in January, I'm going to say between April and May. It doesn't mean you won't meet anybody in the meantime, but this is the person you're going to start a relationship with. A serious relationship. Huh. Do you date women too or not?
Not really, no.
No, okay. This person, I think, has been with women because I have a woman and a child around this person. Yeah. You have to let me know, but April or May, you're going to meet somebody else.
All right.
sometimes we have connections with people, and that can usually mean like you've known them in a past life, but it doesn't usually necessarily mean it's a promise for anything in this life. It's just that when you meet them, you have such a strong connection. There's a familiarity there, and it just happens to be that you probably known, or you might. I mean, I always have the feeling that because we are so sort of in charge of our past lives and things like that, that we make deals with people like, oh, show up at some point in my life and just, come in, we'll have a fling, and then you can go. I think we do that. And I think that's why you have the deep connection. But yeah. Met Wally's got to tell me what he's doing over there. Okay. Do you see the flashing crystals? What is that?
Yeah.
Unmute yourself and tell us. I'm very interested. What kind of vortex energy you got going on over there? But does that answer the question, George? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Met Wally.
Yeah, my question would be if I should answer your question, because it would be quite long-winded, so this is why.
Okay, but tell me what's happening over there on that crystal table. What's going on over there?
That's an installation of mine, but there went a lot of work into it, so
really
to
amazing.
fully explain it, it would take like so as a feeling, it would take like 15 minutes or 13 minutes or even
Is there
longer.
lights underneath? Is that what's happening? There's lights underneath it?
I could explain it, but it would take some time, so should I do that or?
No, but maybe off camera, but that's really cool. Is it
Okay,
energy or is it light? I mean, is it electric? And just answer that question.
This electric light, if that is the question.
Okay. It looks like voodoo, but I like it. It looks really good. All right.
Long-winded answer.
Did I answer your question, George, or not? Did you have any
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay. Celeste, we asked him. Joan, you have a question, sure. What's your question?
I just want to have a reading, please.
Okay, but what is your question?
Question about my my awakening, my this path I was doing about my Kundalini actually trying to rise up or something. I was dealing about the spine is getting really warm on the bottom of my spine. So because I don't know how to, if you have any information for me how to handle that Kundalini.
Well, how is it affecting you in a negative way? What do you need to handle about it?
Well, I heard some of the other people that you need to process it in a good way, or else you're gonna be in a psychedelic experience and in a different,
But what is your experience? Not what other people are, what you're hearing, but what is your experience?
I'm experiencing what you call is warm energy, but it's not really hurt. It's just it's in there, you can feel it. Like when I do meditation, you can.
Well, your Kundalini is awakened when you are in meditation. So the thing is that you would need to do is ground. Just really focus on being very grounded and being very in the moment. When you meditate, are you grounding yourself too, or are you just meditating?
Yeah, I ground myself too.
It's really all you have to do, and it's kind of like it'll just dissipate. I wouldn't be worried about what other people are talking about. I mean, have you gone into psychedelic experiences or not?
Well, I see things when you close your eyes, I see different colors like swirling purple color and a blue.
All the time or just in meditation?
Is in meditation.
Well, that's when you
and then I can see these bright lights on my head. So, and then it turns my body. It was like what you call that? It's like stuck on there. So So I just had to open my eyes so to go back to myself like that.
Well, but what I don't hear from you is what is the issue? Like, what is is there a problem with this? Why not just experience it and enjoy the experience?
Well, they said that you had to go to this void, to this, to go to that state of that you could see something more, you feel the energy moving up, really up to your spine, and open up your crown to the cosmos and something like that. So I just want to, go into that state, how to handle that, but I think I'm still on this.
Yeah, I think who's been has there been anybody guiding you or not when you're doing this?
No, that's the thing. I just figured it out, like a couple of weeks ago. I mean,
I think you really need
something
to
like
work
that.
with like a Kundalini yoga teacher, someone that can help you navigate it. Someone can help you navigate this awakening so that you're not just being taken by surprise. Anytime that we start to explore something, we have to learn to master it, but it doesn't mean we have to learn to do it by ourselves. I mean, that's why you have like Kundalini masters who guide you through this. And I would think that my feeling is that this is the time where you turn to someone who can guide you so that you're not just kind of like feeling around in the dark. Because I question the idea of like, well, I heard you got to do this and I heard that this should happen. I would say you need to know, and you need to be with someone who knows, who can guide you so that the experience can be a huge awakening for you and really propel you forward, as opposed to just this sort of experiential, I'm seeing colors kind of thing. That's, all those things are just side effects of awakening, psychic ability, telepathy. They're side effects of awakening, but they're not awakening itself. And what you're really reaching for is this connection to the divine part of who you are. And, if you need to go into the vortex, you should go. If you need to, you should be willing to go for it. But I really, my feeling is you need guidance.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what
I was thinking.
But so I'm just here to really, I mean, as a psychic, I just usually mirror what people are already thinking. So I would say to you, this is the time to look for a Kundalini master. And I would look for a real one. I would look for someone. So where are you?
I'm in California.
Well, I can give you some names.
Near in San Francisco area.
Look up, you're in San Fran? Okay. Look up Tommy Rosen or Kia Miller. They're very good yogis. They're Kundalini yogis, and they would be able to help you. Tommy Rosen or Kia Miller, K-I-A Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R. I think they're more down towards California, but they would still be very good people to look into. The other person, and I don't think she's in Mexico now, so that wouldn't work.
Have you experienced that, or have you get
so
that
long ago? Yeah, but yeah. So that's for me. Like that's why I'm saying like, what is the problem with it? But I always had a teacher, so I wasn't trying to figure it out by myself. The one thing I could say is there's really no danger, in it, but you could just embrace it. But I feel like you would benefit from having someone guiding you into this.
So you can cultivate it. That's what I was.
Because I mean, Kundalini by itself, there's a whole practice, there's whole practices that are dedicated just to your Kundalini awakening and moving the energy and opening up. But it's not so much what it's kind of like, it's not so much what you're seeing, the psychedelic stuff, but you can get lost in that. But that's not the point of it. The point is it's an energy pulling you closer to the truth of who you are. And that's what you need to be going for. Don't be distracted by the shiny things on the side of the road, you know.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I mean, the whole reason we meditate is not so we can develop our psychic abilities. We meditate because we want to connect to the truth of who we are, and who we are is divine, who we are is divine energy, you know, manifest in a physical body. But the connection that we have is to that. And that needs to always be the goal, the connection, not anything else. Those other things happen. Other things happen. They happen. Sometimes they happen to distract us, and there's sort of side effects of it. You can't get away from it, really. You know, you can't get away from those things. But enjoy the colors, but in the same time, realize why you're doing the meditation, not for the colors. You're doing it so you can connect to your true divine self and know yourself as divinity. That's why you're doing it.
Mhm.
Do you do yoga or not?
No.
Yeah, I would, that's kind of part of it.
I see.
You know, yoga, it's not exercise like people think it's for exercise. Yoga is the different sadhanas, the practices and the different, you know, the different asanas, the different poses are to allow the body, which is made up of, we were talking about flow and channels, to be opened and free so that the energy can flow uninhibited throughout your whole body. And all of these asanas are part of allowing the body to be as still as possible so that we can be as connected as possible. That's what it's all about. It's not about, you know, twisting yourself into a pretzel for the sake of twisting yourself into a pretzel. It's about allowing yourself to be open. And if your Kundalini is awakened, then you need someone to guide you into it so that you can guide yourself into the fullness of who you are. Anything else is just a waste of your time, to be really honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of anything that comes up, which is what I said in the very beginning. Embrace it. This is the time now to follow it through and expand it and learn from it and to really understand it. You need to become the master of it. But you can't do that by doing nothing. So find a good Kundalini, Reiki, or sorry, not Kundalini Reiki, Kundalini yoga master. You want a master teacher.
Okay. All right. Oh, thank you. I will look into
Look
that.
up Tommy Rosen. I'll type it for you here. Tommy Rosen.
Like around
Tommy Rosen
San
or
Jose or something. Tommy Rosen.
Tommy Rosen. They're husband and wife. So
okay. Well,
let
thank
me
you.
ask you a question. Did you ever deal with any kind of addiction?
No.
Okay, go for more for Kia.
Okay, addiction.
Because Tommy Rosen deals with people with huge trauma and addiction, and Kia is more, she still deals with that, but in from a more feminine standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Who had a question? Did you have another question, Joan, or not?
Well, if you can give me a reading.
I just gave you a big reading.
I know. Well, for the cards, but okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let me go over to YouTube because I know people over there had some questions, and then this was gonna be a short webinar and we've got 15 minutes left. That's what happens. Wait a minute, I can't get out of this. Okay.
And then I'll do that final clearing if you still want me to.
Yes, awesome. That's perfect. I'll give you the last 10 minutes. Let me just see here what we have. Question. Amartimus. Hello, I need strength to face all my challenges, but I break down again and again. I'm really losing hope and I don't feel safe anymore. I cannot communicate with my overwhelm with my partner. To be honest, Amartis, I think you need to go into some kind of I would seek some counseling, because because not being able to face your challenges is not about a fault within you. It's about a lack of tools. And you need to add some tools to your toolbox. And counseling isn't about finding out what's wrong with you. It's about learning tools in order to allow you to cope. And that's the way to do it. It doesn't just happen. It happens because you take a definitive action to bring in some tools, you know, some tools, whatever they may be. And if you're not feeling safe, then you might need to take some actions to feel safe. But really, I would look into some counseling for yourself. I would need more information about what you mean about safety. But the strength to face your challenges is not because you're not strong. It's about knowing how to use your strength combined with tools. And so sometimes we have to learn new skills for coping so we can find better solutions. That's what I can say about it. 24 Daylight, hi. Can you please tell me how and when I will be able to go through and allow the pain and anxiety so that I can become the shaman psychotherapist? Well, when is up to you. When you face it. And again, I would say the same thing to you. If you're dealing with trauma and anxiety, sometimes you have to release that and you have to understand why. But the how, again, is learning the skills to do that. I know that's not like really a psychic answer, but it's an actual answer. Right. George, can I get a reading about my love life? I met somebody recently and now, we just talked to George. Okay. Sometimes things are practical information. Artemis is saying, because he can't stand my stressed out voice. Are you in an abusive situation, Armistice? If you are, then you need to get out of that situation and you need to remove yourself from it. If you're feeling unsafe, then you need to get out of there. And I would reach out to some helplines and things like that. Can I get a reading? I have 3 sons. Can you kindly tell me about my soul connection with each one of them? I can't in this short amount of time, but I can in a few weeks when we have. I'll just tell you this, Ike. Every one of you, your 3 sons and you, selected to come together in this life. It's not by chance. The soul connection that you have is so that you were the perfect parent to guide them in this life. They picked you to learn from you and also teach you. And the experiences that you would have together are agreed upon. That's your connection. It was a choice made long ago. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm so sorry we ran. This really was supposed to be a much shorter webinar. So we will pick this up in a month. So anybody had questions that we couldn't answer, we'll come back to them. I think that'll be on the 16th of February. We'll do it. And from then I'll be in India. So I'll have all that beautiful Ganga energy. In the meantime, Wendy, why don't you come on the screen and why don't you lead us in that releasing? So anyone who has any trauma that they need releasing, Wendy's going to do a beautiful guided meditation and help you release some of that trauma.
Yes. Thank you so much. I'm actually going to stay off screen.
You're going to stay off screen?
Yeah, I'm going to stay off screen because I don't want people really distracted. I really want them to just listen to my voice.
I'm going to put Matt Wally's room on spotlight so everyone can just focus on the beautiful crystal energy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Utilize your crystals, Matt Wally. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like everybody, if you're not already grounded, I want you to just imagine roots coming out from the bottom of your feet, going down deep into Gaia and wrapping around a beautiful crystal. And that crystal is going to be the energy of your soul's frequency. So it's going to be the highest and best you. And just imagine it connecting into Mother Gaia. And I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath in. Just breathe that in and then breathe the energy up from Gaia. She has so much love to give you. So just go ahead and breathe that in now. Count in for the 4 breaths. Hold in your heart space for 4 breaths, and then breathe out for 4 breaths. And then do that one more time. In for 4. Hold for 4. Release for 4. Now, I want you to imagine that Archangel Michael is with us, and he has wrapped and protected you in a beautiful blue, royal blue light. Just imagine that encircling you now. Feel safe, feel protected, and relax into your breath. Don't think. Let your thoughts wander if they need to. And now I'm going to bring white light in from the galactics of God, bringing that down through the top of your head, letting your crown open up like a lotus petal. Imagine 12 petals, like a clock on the top of your head, just opening slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now you're beautifully connected. White light from Father God, Mother God's energy connecting. You're in the middle. You've got a beautiful triad. Now, here comes the beauty of this connection. The beauty of this connection is you are not living in time and space. You are now. And in this now moment, you're going to go back to when you were a seedling in your mother's womb. And while you're a seedling in your mother's womb, no matter what traumas may have surrounded you while you were developing and growing, send that seedling love, send that now. Imagine it as a beautiful pink heart encompassing the embryo. Tell yourself you are loved. Now that baby grows into a small child. You're coming in through the birthing canal. You're now born. Hug that baby, wrap that baby in your arms. I am you. You are love. You are divine love. You are protected. You will always be protected. Now see yourself as a toddler, running arms outstretched. Catch that toddler's arms. Raise that toddler to your breast. Spin in joy with that toddler yourself as a toddler. Feel the love, feel the joy. Now place that toddler down. That toddler becomes a small child, playing, laughing, favorite toys. Release anything negative that may have been said to you, that you may have thought about yourself. That is not who you are as a soul. You're pure love. Send yourself air bubbles of hearts, just like you remember playing in the summertime with a little wand, blowing bubbles into the air. Take a deep breath in, blow those bubbles out. Those heart bubbles surround you. You're going to run through them and they're going to pop, pop, pop around you, covered in love. Just imagine the joy that surrounds you, the sweetness. Feel that energy moving through your body. Let it slip through the bottom of your feet. Any negativity that you may have picked up as a child, let that release now. The white light pushes it down through the top of your head, out through your feet. That sludge connects in through Gaia. She transmutes it into beautiful love and light. You feel peace coming down amongst you. Your cellular structure of your body, the body image of a teenager. Any hurts, any self-talk negative that you may have given yourself. You're now going to forgive yourself. I forgive you, my body. I love you, my body. You are the vessel that my soul has chosen to come and share this life with. You're now moving toward your adult self. All those days of saying something negative to yourself, it's like the Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. Breathe that in now. You have a beautiful team of guides that surround you and are perpetually giving you love, giving you guidance. I want you to now hug yourself. Give yourself that hug. Release anything that is no longer serving you, not for your highest and best good. And as it goes out, white light and the magenta ray come in, bringing you cleansing, purity, and love. Take a deep breath. And I want you to breathe it out physically. I want you to hear yourself breathe out what no longer serves you. Do that one more time, and this time really make it loud. And now, as you breathe in, that beautiful light and love come to fill you up completely back to the top of your head. Breathe that in now. And then gently let it flow into your cellular structure, into your auric field. Feeling that now into your aura, into the causal body, the emotional body. You're going to feel that peace. After this is over, if you want to continue to sit in that energy, just close your eyes and ask for it to come back to you. You can come back to this at any moment. If you're ever feeling anxious or anxiety or having self-doubt, just breathe in this moment one more time. Bring it back to the top of your mind, and you will once more be connected to your true self, to the beauty of your soul and the divineness. There are no wrong choices. You are one with God. You are one with each of us. And now, releasing any cords that you are ready to let go of, that your higher self says it's time. You don't even have to think about what they are. Letting them go. Thanking your higher self for your beautiful work. You may feel heat and energy from this work. It's okay. Breathe through it. Drink water. I'm going to end this with a beautiful light language blessing. Ana oiria payaniara kiuru kia matakriara anara patukuyere biani tiara. Mother Sophia is coming in to give her energy. You are loved. You are my child always, in this life, in all lives. There is nothing more beautiful to me than you. You are blessed. Namaste. And now I ask you to go ahead and protect your crown. Close up those lotus petals. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now one, fully connected. You may open your eyes, slowly coming back to yourself. Continue to ground if that suits you. I thank you. And I thank you so much for letting me share this beautiful work with you. If you have any questions, if you're feeling anything physically moving within your body and want to reach out to me, please feel free to do so. I did post my information in chat, but you can reach me at info@wendynapolitano.com if you want to reach out to me directly. My blessings to you and thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. That was beautiful. We'll just use that last light language blessing and this meditation as the how do you call it? As the ending of today's video. So thank you, everyone. Thanks, Metwali, for your crystal grid that we were able to tap into there. Thank you for that. It was very beautiful. Next week, we'll have Jim back. And then after that, we'll have our good friend Lou Martin. And after that, we will have me again. We'll pick this up again. We're going to start doing Psychic Saturdays once a week. We'll try to move a little faster next time. Originally there was like 2 people in the room. We thought this would be a quick webinar and we were just going to end, but then of course everyone shows up and there was a lot of questions, which I'm happy to answer, but Spirit always does it differently than I think. So have your questions ready for the 16th of February, and I will invite everyone in the chat in YouTube in the room. It's better if you're here, because sometimes if you're, people in the room get priority and it's harder to follow it in the chat. So definitely plan on being in the room in Zoom. If you want to always have a link for the non-gym webinars, you can join our Facebook group, Hucolo, our Hucolo group, and then you'll be able to see them. You can also get on our mailing list. And if you would like to help support our dear Hucolo for $10 a month, you can go to hucolo.org/webinars, and then you can be in the room for all of the channelings, gyms, and then the ones that are free like this one. So please consider to support us. $10 a month. It's like a coffee and a bagel. So yeah, if even that cheap. So we'd be happy to have you help support us and keep the lights on. So much love to everyone. We will see you next week. Stay safe, stay happy. I think next week will be the last week I'm here. And then after that, I'll be in India. So we'll definitely utilize some of that beautiful Mother Ganga energy, and we'll be able to do some nice stuff while I'm in India. Maybe bringing some yogis and some nice people in the webinar. That would be really cool. Some people that you may not usually get to see, some holy men and stuff like that. So we'll definitely do that. I'll be in India for about 3.5 months, but we'll be doing the webinar every week. So yeah, much love to everyone. See you and have a fantastic week. Thank you so much, Wendy, for your beautiful meditation, for everybody's questions, for Metwali's crystal light grid we have there. All right.